Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out Algorand, and now we are seeing a continuation of this move. And if you remember in the previous update, I believe we were right around these areas, and I was saying there's a good chance if this is an impulse, which I said I believe it actually is, the current move is just going to be a correction for 4, and then after it we are most likely going to see another move up into wave 5, which on a higher degree at that point this white 5 up is going to be into this wave 3, and then correction for 4, another move into wave 5. So where are we at the moment? You see, we can consider different possibilities. For example, I can tell you this is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave to about this point into this wave 5, and then it's going to be into wave 3. This small move down is a correction for another move into wave 5. This scenario can happen, and from here we can expect maybe like a deeper move on the downside. However, this is not really my primary case. I'm gonna say the end of our wave 4, instead of this point, the lowest low was actually right in here, and we may have an A, B, C running flat, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into wave 5, and this is the end of wave 3. And odds are right now we are on our way to have a corrective movement for wave 4, and then we're gonna get at least another small move up in the short term into wave 5. Let's go now on crypto.com's chart and see what is happening in the short term. So what is it that you want to see, and what is it that you do not want to see? You want to see in algo a move up from the current point in order to take this important high. Why? Because at that point we are going to say with a lot of confidence, look, this is ABC down into wave W, correction for wave X, and this is our second zigzag down into our wave Y, completing the subwaves for a beautiful double zigzag, meaning this is a correction and our move up is just simply not over yet. What you do not want to see, on the other hand, is a rather strong move on the downside, maybe like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure in order to go to somewhere around these regions, about like 21.5 cents. And again, pay attention, I said you don't want to see an impulse. If you get in here a slow and choppy move on the downside, and even if this is going to be a deep one, at that point we're going to be fine, because I'm going to show you some bullish possibilities in a bit that suggest we are absolutely allowed to have something like this. So again, what you do not want to see is a very strong and deep move on the downside. As long as you're not seeing that, I think we are good to go up. Now, here is a scenario that I'm having in my mind in the short term. You see, this can be ABC up, this can be ABC down, and you may see in here soon a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure. At that point, sure, this is going to be a good sign. However, I want you to not necessarily get your hopes up that much. Why? Because this 5 wave might be into a C leg of this potential ABC expanded flat, and then we are going to have another move down in form of an ABC and complete the subwaves for a great double zigzag. This scenario can happen. So question, at what point can we say this move down in Algorand has come to an end? I'm gonna say it after this 5 wave on the upside. Even if you are going to get it, you need to see a slow and choppy move. And again, if this was a correction, fair enough, right in here can be a decent long opportunity for you. Your stop loss should be under the lowest low, about like 23.5 cents, and your target can be somewhere around the highs in here, about like 26 to about 27 cents. Personally, at these high prices, I'm not really going to enter any kind of position, because that usually doesn't really work well for me. If you are looking for some trading opportunities, I think you can go on some lower time frame in gold, because I actually see some good short and also long opportunities in the short term there. For now, in algo, I'm gonna say it's just a bit of a waiting game. And now let's go back on our own chart and count some waves on some higher degrees. So do we all agree that this is a beautiful, strong impulse on the upside or not? If we do agree with that, okay, that kind of narrows our option to only, I think, like 2 scenarios. Scenario number 1 suggests maybe this is like even from this point to about here, if you want to say this is like a complete impulse, a wave 1, and then correction for wave 2. And at the moment, we are having a big move on the upside into wave 3 and 4 and 5, indicating our move up is actually going to continue at this rapid pace, because wave 3 is usually quite a strong move. And so far, sure, this move is strong, but it's not really as large as this one into our wave 1. So If this is happening, this move has to continue for quite a bit. Can we have another scenario? Yes, and here is what I have in my mind. I think we may have in here a series of 1-2s. This can be wave 1, correction for wave 2, and then another move up into wave 3, 4, 5, which on a higher degree might be into a wave 3, correction for 4, another move into 5, and even that one on a higher degree, it's gonna be into wave 3 and 4 and 5. You know the story. Now, if this is the case and we are having a series of 1-2s, then okay, please be open to the possibility of having a move down in the short term into our wave 2. And again, pay attention to the characteristic of the move, okay? The move itself is not really important. If you identify a corrective movement in here, that can be actually a great buying opportunity for you, and your stop loss can be under this low, about like 19.2 cents, and your target, well, can be somewhere around this important region between like 30 to about 30 to 33 cents. So for now, I'm considering these two possibilities as my bullish ones. Here is now a very important question. Can we identify in here an expanding leading diagonal? Let's go around here. You see, if you want to say we're going to have our final low, let's say around this region, maybe this is like a very important support, then okay, you need to be able to find off of the lowest low a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this thing is an impulse. Rules for it are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. Now, sometimes we do not have an impulse, and our move up is something called a leading diagonal, either in form of a wedge or maybe an expanding leading diagonal, which is the topic of today's update. You see, in an expanding leading diagonal, we're going to have our move up into wave 1, correction for 2, big move into wave 3, and it has to be bigger than 1, correction for 4, it's going to be bigger than wave 2, and also unlike a normal 5 wave, an impulse in here. In this structure, we must have overlapping of the waves into wave 2 and 4, and this is our final move up into wave 5, and it has to be the biggest wave in this whole structure. And for our sub waves, you know it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into wave 1, 3, and 5. There we go. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different counts, but if you want to go 100% according to the rules, then okay, you are only allowed to have an ABC zigzag into wave 4 and 2 at the same time. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is going on. There we go. So, question, let's ignore the fact that in here I believe we are having an ABC running flat. Let's say, okay, this is an ABC zigzag to about this point, and we are kind of able to find an impulse from here to about this high. Now, as you can see, we are clearly having between this move down and also this one overlapping of the waves. And if you want to say this is a complete 5 wave to about this point, okay, that narrows your option to only and only an expanding leading diagonal. But the question is, do all the rules apply to this thing being an expanding leading diagonal? Well, okay, let's measure the waves one by one. We said wave 1 must be the smallest wave. Let's measure it from this point to about here. There we go. Is it smaller than our wave 3? The answer is actually no. Wave 1 is clearly bigger than wave 3. So that means we are not allowed to consider in here an expanding leading diagonal. What about a wedge structure? Well, you can't really consider that either, because in a wedge, wave 2 is going to be bigger than wave 4, and I do not believe that I need to show it to you guys. Wave 4 in here is clearly bigger than wave 2, so even that is not allowed. So what is it that I'm trying to say? I'm trying to tell you in Algorand, one way or the other. Either we are having a series of 1-2s and soon we're going to get a very strong move up, or maybe we are having right now a big move into wave 3, and it means, okay, either way, this move has to be a very sharp and strong one on the upside, okay? We basically in here need to have a rapid rise in order to, I would say, possibly get a break of this important level and reclaim it once more between 27 to about 33 cents. And then above it, we can have a consolidation pattern for wave 4, and then even another move up into wave 5. Now, every single scenario should have a very important invalidation point. And based on what we just talked about, okay, any kind of bullish count in algo is going to get invalidated if we get from the current point or like just a bit higher, a rather strong move down in order to take this important low about, let's say, 19 cents. Why is that? Because let's say, okay, we are going to do something like this. At that point, how exactly are you able to show me a complete impulse in this phase to about this high around like 26 cents area? For me, it's pretty much not possible to find a 5 wave in here. And I know they say like never say never. So I'm going to say this. Maybe somehow, I'm not really sure how, somehow I am able to find a 5 wave, but the shape of it is going to look so odd to a degree that is going to make me say, you know what, that may not be my primary case. And instead, either this is an A, B, C zigzag up, or maybe a WXY, indicating from this point about 19 cents, our move down is going to continue. And in it, we're going to take the lowest low as well, all the way down here about 14.5 cents, meaning we can have like a 30-40% move on the downside. So let's have a quick conclusion and wrap up today's update. In Algorand, the fact that we are having this move up, in my opinion, is fantastic. And also because this is a strong one, we can kind of comfortably argue this is an impulsive structure, and there's a good chance in the short term we are going to see at least another move up. Now, if you want to consider bullish counts in algo suggesting the low of our correction in the midterm is already in, then okay, one way or the other, in this phase, you end up considering this move being into a massive wave 3. And one very important characteristic of that is being a very strong and sharp move up. That's why I want to say if Algorand is bullish and the low is in, from here, you must see a very strong move, okay? Going down in a slow manner is just simply not an option for us. Now, what you do not want to see is a move down from here in order to take this low, and that is going to basically throw every single bullish possibility that we can find in here out of the window. And at that point, we need to be extremely careful. But as long as I'm not seeing this, I think we are allowed to be optimistic. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Algorand's chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.